All right, I'm over here at the core booth with Joe, and I was here yesterday. We've worked together a little bit to send out the SWX, which is an awesome battery, and definitely gonna make some content a little bit more in the future on that. You got a couple sizes, but I'll make a video on that in the future. What I want to talk about in this video is just came by yesterday, and I don't think my jaw has dropped when it comes to battery technology like what I saw yesterday.
Yeah.
You have so many exciting things that came out really for the show, right? It was announced at the show, and there's just so much that I want to cover, and it's just amazing stuff. So, first of all, you have PD Pro.
PD Pro, yep.
Okay. So explain that to me.
Yeah, PD Pro is our new auxiliary connection that not only does power, but it also does video and networking. So it's not just a one-stop shop, but for now it's going to be power. And it's this is PD Pro on our battery pack. It's 100% USB compatible. So we're not taking anything away. We're just giving you the USB-C that everybody asked for, and then extra on top of that. Because this output will be this can handle up to 5 to 48 volts. So a huge range output. This particular battery is 5.5 to 28 volts, and then depending on what device we put the PD Pro on, it'll dictate how much voltage you can take, based on the battery.
Cool.
So 5 to 48 volts for the port on this particular battery, 5.5 to 28. They both work independently of each other, and they are a much more robust connection than like USB-C.
Yeah.
No polarity issues, so you can plug them in either way. So if you're building a rig and you need a cable to go a certain way, or you have I've worked with ACs before that are particular, and everybody likes their rig to look nice and their build to look nice. So you can do it either way you want. There's no SDI issues or any SDI worries anymore, because
That's
it's
huge.
10 millisecond communication. So as soon as you plug it in, this connection is what dictates the communication. And as you can see, this is a 3-pin we have, so it's asking for 24 volts. So it'll light up.
Oh, that's so awesome.
On our port. And then our 2 pins will say 12 volts. Amazing. And then so on. We're going to be making more cables, or different cables for different applications.
It's tough to understand it just with video, but this is a DTAP killer in my opinion. I hate saying oh, this is the end of whatever, but once this is used by other brands of expansion battery expansions or IO plates, when this starts getting implemented, this is going to, in my opinion, replace DTAP.
Yeah.
And I see you even have DTAP on this. We'll talk about this here in a little bit. Yeah. This is exciting. But for those of you that don't know and can't really tell by this video, this is basically plugging in standard, how you would plug in DTAP.
Yeah.
But you can plug it in either way, which is awesome. But it's USB-C, and it's got so much more than just power. You said it's got more communication abilities and all that in the future. But yeah, so be able to run these to we can do it to monitors, cameras. Imagine in the future when we do integrate it into other companies' products. Yeah.
One cable now to power your monitor that'll run the video as well. Similar to a viewfinder on an area, like a 35 or something. Just one little cable.
Huge. Or Blackmagic's new.
Exactly.
Blackmagic's new Pixis camera.
Yeah. Or any IO on any kind of a module that's going to go on the back of a Komodo or any kind of camera. If they incorporate PD Pro, its possibilities are endless.
Okay, so we got PD Pro, and this was kind of a jaw-dropping announcement. It was just really cool to see.
We did a video on it too, and I understand what you're talking about, how it's hard to convey in video, because I had the same reaction when my boss told me. And when he told me about this thing, I was wow. And I had to we had a bunch of videos for NAB, but it was just hard to I'm serious. This is awesome.
Yeah, it really is pretty revolutionary for batteries. And again, how do you get excited about batteries? Exactly. But it's stuff like this, as us that are working professionals in the industry, in the field, working in the field, stuff like this is just going to make our jobs easier, especially for red users that have possible SDI issues. I've never had it personally, but it's not just red. It's anyone with 12G SDI. Anyone with 12G SDI could run into that, but not anymore, which is awesome. So on this battery, there's PD Pro, but explain this. What's happening here?
So this is our Powerbase Edge Snap, and this is a 14 volt, 49 watt hour pack. As you can tell, it's really small. It's under a pound. I forgot to tell you guys, it's 0.8 pounds. So you can hang on to that one.
Yeah, that's so.
But this thing, and I keep using, it's probably been said in other videos, and I've said it a million times. I think it's going to be candy on set. It's going to be all over the place. It'll allow you not to ever have to power down anything anymore, because you can just stack them together.
It snaps together, and basically just expands the capacity and the power.
And the power.
Expands the capacity and the power. So this is 48?
49 watt
49 watt hours.
Then you turn it into a 98 watt hour, 147 watt hour.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And so you're basically, when you're plugged into something, you'll have one battery that's like the hub, that you're plugging into.
Yeah.
And you'll have however many batteries you want on there. So say if you have you're running a 2 battery system, which I would run minimum of 2.
Yeah.
So then you can always hot swap. So if they're both at 100%, it'll draw from each battery equally.
Yeah.
And then say you get down to like 30%, you take one off. This one's still at 30%.
Swap this one.
Say put 100% back on. Now it drains this battery until it gets to 30%. And then it starts to, so I would just run it there.
Yeah.
Whenever I get to 30 or maybe 2 bars, that's when I go, all right, time to put a new battery on. You just pop that off. And as you can see, you can charge these with just USB-C through the PD Pro. And you can stack up to 8 and charge them through PD Pro with a USB-C charger up to 100 watts. And you plug that in, it'll charge all the batteries simultaneously. First, first it finds the battery that is, say, 20%, and it'll take that and say the other ones are at 30. So it'll charge that 20% battery up to 30 to get everybody equal, and then it charges all of them at the same time up to 100%.
Yeah, that's incredible. So you have USB PD, and then you also have 2 D-taps on here, because that's still very common.
Yep. Yeah.
Good move to not totally abandon
Exactly,
D-tap.
yeah.
And then we have a, what is this, 1/4 inch right here?
Yep, it's 1/4 inch screw hole to mount it on anything you want. And then we even came out with, we designed this QR plate that has several 3/8, 16th, and 1/4 holes, anti-rotating spigots that you can, or holes or whatever, you can put those in there. Also a hidden V-mount, to where if you have like a little V-mount clamp on your rig or whatever, if you're lighting it without a light stand, what have you, you just screw that on there. It's a mechanical
So
mount.
then it's effectively becomes like a V-mount battery, but right now it doesn't communicate
Exactly.
anything.
Yeah, it's basically a power bank.
Yeah.
And then you're running cables off of it, and then this just simply, I'm doing it the wrong way. Just hooks onto our plate like that.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
So now you have this. It also has a 1/4 on it, and it's tough. Like, it's hard to convey over video. Again, it's
So this is just in this form, even with this, kind of like the older Powerbase Edge, which is really popular for the original Blackmagic cameras, like the pocket cameras, and this is perfect like for the R5C or even the FX3.
Yeah.
Any of those cameras where you can just basically run it all.
And it's tiny on an FX3. We have one in the booth. But yeah, you would just mount your camera. We have a little label for which way the lens should go, because we want the power ports on the side of where the USB-C is. And then just imagine an FX3 on here. It gets tiny, like so small. And then you can have 2 of them if you want on the bottom. And again, you just hot swap. All right, this one's done.
Yeah, and not only, they're also they're so small and lightweight that it's,
in your pocket.
Yeah, it's just a perfect thing for if you're doing, if you just need to juice up your phone or whatever. I love having these smaller batteries to just power stuff on set.
Anywhere. If you need a little pop, like a little light in the corner, and you just put your little light there, and if it can power off a USB-C. But we will make PD Pro to other connections, if asked, if there's a demand for it. So you can pop a little light in the corner. If there's some steel there, just magnetize the battery there, or, it'll stick on the thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So like mounting isn't an issue anymore. Powering that light or running a cable up to wherever you need to, it doesn't matter anymore.
Well, that's massive. And you got the new HyperCore G3, which has the PD Pro on it, which is awesome.
It's PD Pro as well. This is our 3rd generation HyperCore. 2 PD Pro ports, just like the Snap, and another P-tap. And with with both of the, this one you can charge with a USB-C charger and a P-tap charger.
That's awesome.
P-tap charger will not do the stacking charge thing. That's through USB-C. Yep. But with a battery now like this, you can charge it with whatever mount you have. You can charge it with USB-C, and you can charge it with P-tap. So say you're traveling and your case with your chargers didn't make it. but you pocketed that USB-C charger, which I highly recommend.
Or you go to a gas station.
Yeah.
There's USB chargers.
Just always have one on hand,
Yeah.
just in case. And now, you know, you're not screwed. You can still charge your batteries. So.
Totally.
So.
Well, huge year in NAB for Core.
Yeah, we were really excited.
This is a really cool announcement. I'm sure there's some more fun things coming.
Yep.
Should we look out for anything at Cine Gear?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Cine Gear, we have some more stuff, and you know, that deals with Powerbase Edge Snap. And we have the other thing is our VoltBridge ID, which is an app we're coming out with in the summer. It's where you just take your phone, scan it over the battery, and all the vitals of that battery will come up. How many cycles, how healthy it is.
That's really cool. And that's on the Nano X's as well, right?
It's on the Nano X's. It's on these bad boys right here, the HyperCore G3s, and it's Powerbase Edge Snaps. And with these, you can also change the color to color code these on set. So if Bob's blue, you know, if he's leaving early or something, needs to take his batteries, you can delineate these now on set, and you'll be able to do that through the app. You can asset tag your batteries, and you can password protect them.
That's awesome.
So we're trying to give you as much communication, like you said earlier, just making it easier on you.
Sweet.
And then just one more thing to point out with the cables, we had, you know, some people were asking like, oh, they're going to be $300 cables, you know, that's where you're going to get us. We're a battery company, so we want to sell batteries. So we don't want to sell expensive cables. The most expensive cable right now that we make is like $50, $60.
Yeah, I mean, that's standard. Yeah, standard.
I think that's pretty reasonable.
So we got what's price point on the Powerbase Edge?
Oh yeah, forgot about that. This battery right here, $195.
And when's it available? Shipping now?
We're shipping in June.
Shipping in June.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this plate, which you don't even need to, you don't have to use it for Edge, or Edge Snap, $40.
Awesome.
So rental houses will have bins of these to where, because with the V-mount thing, all the holes, and then if you're using snaps, you know.
Awesome. And then the HyperCore G3s.
The prices on these are, I think this is around $550 for a 150 watt hour, and then around $400 for 98 watt hour.
Okay. Awesome.
Could be wrong, but that's what I can do.
Okay. Sweet. Well, Joe, I know you're busy today, so
hey,
thank
thanks
you
for
so
stopping
much.
by, man.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, man. Take it easy.